Welcome back, guys, to the lecture number 6 in the environment part. So today we will learn about IPCC, that is Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and this body was established in 1988 by the UNEP and WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization. The IPCC reports are very important as they are referred in UNFCCC's Conference of Parties as a reference, right? And their report have high authority on environmental issues. So IPCC does not conduct its own research. Rather, what they do, they gather all the data, all the journals, that is scientific journals, technical journals, socio-economic literature, and environmental journal to understand understand climate change and its impact. Right, so this is important point, that IPCC does not conduct its own research, right? Rather, it learns from other researchers and draws few conclusion. So what are the premises of IPCC's reports? First of all, they will try to locate the source of human induced climate change, right? So what are the sources of climate change, specifically human sources? And then they study the impact of human induced climate change on environment. And third is, what are the options available for adaptation and climate change? So here is the first report that has been released recently, that is IPCC's 6th assessment report, which gives us code rate for humanity. The code rate means it means that we have limited time frame for climate actions in order to reduce the temperature rise. Then it locates a certain problem, that what are the problems that we are facing. First of all, it lists that it asserts that the human have caused climate change, and since 1970 there is a rapid rise in global temperature, and sea level have been rising around 4.2 mm per year. Also, CO2 plus methane emissions have caused record high temperature rise all over world. So what is the impact of climate change? Rising heat waves, which have been found more frequent, extreme weather conditions such as increased occurrence of floods and droughts, food insecurity all around the world, because millions will be at risk of hunger by 2050. And then there is biodiversity loss, as we have seen many species are being extinct for many since recent years. So what is the way forward? The reports also suggest certain way forward, that is, we have to take urgent climate action by 2030. By 2030 we must have emissions by 2030. Also, we should reach net zero to limit 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2050. The report also talks about we should push for renewable energy such as wind energy, solar energy. And report also talks about what are the individual choices which can impact climate change. So the report talks about dietary shift in order to reduce meat consumption, eat local, so that transportation will be reduced, and emissions by transportation will also be reduced. Then there's a sustainable transportation choice, that public should utilize public transportation and use fuel efficient vehicles. Third is, we have to ensure that we use less energy at home, or whenever possible at outside home, such as we have to reduce energy at home, choose energy efficient appliances such as ACs and fridge, which have highest energy ratings. Next is IPCC reports 3 special reports. First is special report on global warming, and the report talks about pathways to limit warming, that is, we have to reduce emissions by 1/2 and we have to achieve net zero by 2050. Then it talks about impact of 1.5 degrees Celsius versus impact of 2.2 degrees Celsius. So if you reduce impact till 1.5 degrees Celsius, we can save 420 million fewer people from heat waves. We will save 2% fewer people exposed to coastal flooding, and we also save 650 million fewer people affected by water scarcity. So this is about a special report on global warming. Then we have second a special report on ocean and cryosphere in climate change, and the report talks about rising sea level. That sea level are rising around 20 cm since 1980, and if you not allow if you not arrest this climate change, we can see the sea level rising around 30 to 60 cm by the end of this century, right? Also it talks about the ice melt, that is glacial mass shrinking by around 9%, and ocean acidification, which is now 30%. Ocean is now 30% more acidic since the beginning of industrial revolution, and which is causing threat to the marine ecosystem. The last report is special report on climate change and the land. So land use emits around 23% greenhouse gases, but also it has a potential for carbon sequestration. So इसका मतलब है कि land although 23% ग्रीन हाउस गैस इमिट करती है, सो लैंड के पास पोटेंशियल भी है कि वो कार्बन सिक्वेस्टर करे. सो देयर इज अनदर डिफॉरेस्टेशन. सो 11 million hectares forest is lost annually, which is causing land degradation and accounting 11% of the global emissions. And land-based, so there is a solution, that is land-based solution the report provides, that is afforestation, improving grazing management, soil conservation, has a significant CO2 removal potential. So in summary, we have seen what is IPCC and various reports that IPCC has released. We have seen premises of IPCC report. We have saw four important IPCC reports. That first is sixth assessment report, which gives us code red for humanity, which says that we have limited time frame for climate actions, and we have seen that what problems, what are the impact, and what is the way forward through sixth assessment report. And then we have saw three important special reports, that is special reports on global warming, special reports on ocean and cryosphere, which talks about rising sea level, ice melting, ocean acidification, and third is special report on climate change, which says that we can use land for carbon sequestration rather than as a potential source of greenhouse gas emissions, right? So this is all it. Hope you guys have liked this lecture. If you like this lecture, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.